Yo, what's going on guys? SylvesterBot95 here, and today marks 9 years of being a content creator. 9 years goes by very quickly, I will say that right now. Just a bunch of content being pushed out, doing a bunch of live streams, you know, just experiencing the funny moments overall. It just makes the years go by a little quickly. Now that I think about it, like 9 years, I feel a little old. But yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the continuous support for over the 9 years of being a content creator. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Thank you guys so much. Now, that isn't the only thing I have to discuss here. Since today is the 9-year anniversary of being a content creator overall, I thought it was about time to make a few little tweaks for my OC. Now, I did mention in the update for 2025 video that the changes weren't going to be like major or anything like that. Like, the model's staying the same. I just want to give it a few little tweaks that I haven't really gave it ever since I first got the model overall. There's just some few things I want to fix, and now that I got around to it for my anniversary of being a content creator, I can now show it. So, let us go over the tweaks. Now here is the updated look. Now at first glance, you guys may not see anything much different, but trust me, when I dive into it, you guys will see the differences overall. Now I'm going to go over the small things first, and then I'm going to go over the biggest change at the very end. So let us start off with texture changes. So at a closer look, you guys may be able to see some new eye textures that I made. I still took some inspiration from the eye textures that I had before. I just wanted to give it a more fresh look, and with it now having a bit more of a orangish highlight to it, it does make the eyes pop out a lot more. Speaking of orangish hue, the decal that's on my head is now more orange. Now, noticing it before with it being red before, it was hardly noticeable, and even like in some lighting scenarios that I've even done in like SFM and all that, it even made it a little bit hard to notice. So thanks to some little edits to the texture, now the decal is now more orange, which actually makes it look a lot nicer in my opinion. Now next up being the hat. Now, I mainly wanted to focus on the logo on the front hat because I wanted to give it a nice, like, leather-like look that some hats do have when it comes to, like, you know, like a sport logo or anything like that. And that's what I gave it. You guys might not be able to notice it because of how, you know, small the logo may be, but trust me, when I make, you know, VR chat videos, for example, in the future, which, by the way, that will happen in the future soon. I just need to wait for the perfect time. But, as I said, once you guys see it, you guys will notice the details I put into it. And speaking of details, the hat now has more of a leather-like texture to it now. It was just the black parts of the hat that had that bit of leather-like look to it. Now the red bits have that as well. So yeah, now it's time to go over to the bigger changes of the model, which are the accessories. Well, I did talk about the hat earlier, but I'm talking about the headphones, the strap, and the sword. We'll go over the headphones first. Now, they did have a bit of a circular look to the headphones, specifically the parts that go over your ears. They had a circular look before, but now I've remodeled it to have a bit more of an oval-like shape, kind of like studio headphones in a way. And that's kind of the look I've been looking for a good while. And now that I have achieved it, I do like this look a lot better. Now next up is the strap. Now I completely remodeled it to give it a more simpler look, because that's kind of like the look I've been looking for instead of it being, you know, ultra realistic, if that makes sense. And now that I achieved this simpler look, it actually does make it more effective. And now you may not be able to see it here, but I did actually give it a proper buckle on my right shoulder to simulate kind of like a chain that like locks like the strap in place. And the quote-unquote magnet that essentially holds the sword onto my back has a completely different look as well. Of course, you may not be able to see it here, but trust me, it is different. So yeah, that's it for the strap. And now, the biggest upgrade for the model is the sword. Now, I could just, you know, turn the model around like that so that you guys can have a better look, but I think we should have a look at the sword separately. Now here we can have a better look at the sword. Now, this is the upgrade I've been wanting to give to the sword for a very long time now, because simply put, the crossguard on my previous sword just looked it looked a bit fragile logistically, because like if you think about it, like a few swings with that sword and it could potentially like break right at the crossguard. So the crossguard was one of the things I wanted to remodel for the sword, but I just ended up, completely remodeling it instead, just so that, I can give it a more fresh and better look, I guess you could put it that way. And now I am completely satisfied with the sword, especially having it look a bit more futuristic like, mixed with the firepower within the sword. It just makes it look awesome in my opinion. So yeah, that covers it for the new tweaks for the model. Now, parts of it are still a work in progress though, because I've been trying to get this out for a little while now. I just haven't gotten around to it, and plus motivation can be a pain at times. But yeah, now that I got it out, you guys know that the tweaks are pretty much done. I'm still gonna work on it a little bit in the background, not modeling wise, just bits on the texture. That's all I'm gonna be working on anyway. And then eventually, within maybe a few days time, or maybe within the next day or so, you guys may see the new profile picture and banner that will have the new updated model. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So yeah, hope you guys like the new tweaks that I have made for the model. Before you guys go, I will say I'm going to be streaming on Twitch right after this video is uploaded. So be sure to click on the description so then you guys can watch me stream on Twitch. Be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you haven't yet, be sure to join my Discord server and follow me on Twitch. Both links are in the description down below as well. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out and have a great day or night.